Hi, welcome to Hope and Light to Suicide. I'm Tammy, I'm your host, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Bobby White Foundation. Um, Thanks for coming. When I started getting things together for this show, as you can see, the title of the show is Elevating Your Energy. My cat is like right in the way right now. So, and it's amazing how quickly things can change. So I will get into that in just a minute. Okay. So I want to thank Area 52 Media Group and John Gaston behind the scenes for bringing this show to you guys. And DeLynn Gaston, one of our sponsors with the mortgage firm. She's really, really great. Anything mortgages, she's your gal. And I tell you that every single week, but it's true. So, again, we do have our support groups throughout the summer. I can't believe summer is almost halfway over, sort of. The next groups will be in August, and my cat is on the calendar. August, second Wednesday for Spring Hill is August 13th at the NAMI Hernando office, and Newport Richey, West Pasco, the third Thursday is August 21st. Oh, I wonder. I think I have conflicting things that day. Support group comes first. I guess I can't volunteer for Chopped. Well, anyways, so, it's free to come. Just show up. It's a safe place. It's peer to peer, so you'll be with other people. Everybody's at different stages of their journey, but you can share so much insight, and it's we find it extremely helpful, and the people that participate in our groups find it helpful. So, and it, because it is a suicide specific support group. So, anyways, so with that, schedule's ready. I think next is Art for Hope is coming up. So that is September 11th at the Hilton Garden Inn. We're busy making stuff, getting stuff ready, art stuff, reaching out to artists to get ready for our 8th annual. I can't believe it's been 8 years that we've been doing this. The Hilton Garden Inn, there'll be light hors d'oeuvres, cash bar, and we have some great sponsors, which you can be a sponsor too. So the sooner you sponsor, we get to promote your business. So like our top level sponsor, this is where you want to be. It's the Hope sponsorship. And we could use more Hope sponsors. So right now, our Hope sponsors are, of course, Area 52 Media Group and Tammy White Galleries. That's where you want to be, the sponsor sheet right there. But we also want to thank our other sponsors, which are the Next Level sponsors, our Dolly sponsor, Lucas Magazine, and Magazine. I always say magazine, Magazine, and Dyer. Very good attorney firm. They even leveled up this year for their Rotary sponsorship. And our Da Vinci sponsor so far this year is the Rotary Club of the Nature Coast. And I don't remember. I had to remember. Try to see this. Oh, yeah. Last weekend, that's it. I knew I had something to remember. Our Rotary Club, that's the Rotary Club that I belong to, by the way. We had our district awards banquet for our 24-25 year. Our years go from July to June. And so does the foundations. That's our fiscal year. So we had our awards banquet at this it's a brand new hotel called the Opal down on Clearwater Beach. And we got Small Club of the Year award, which was amazing. It was so awesome. And we were so surprised. But that was pretty cool because we've only been a club for 2 years. And it was started with 7 women, me being one of them. So that was really, really great. So, anyways, and coming back again this year, our dessert sponsor is Leanne's Old Fashioned Cookies. She is so great. And she is an author of 2 books now. So she'll have her books there too. I'll let her bring her books. She's just so sweet. So we're really looking forward to Art for Hope. So, and we have again some preview of what is going to be available at Art for Hope, which is there's some more pendants that I made. These here are glass fused pendants. Been making a whole bunch of them. Actually, we've been selling them. We've been doing some pre-sales on these. So if you're interested, contact us. I put some on the Art for Hope Facebook page, and I'll be continually adding some of them. And then we have a piece of art that was donated. I think this art was donated by Larry and Joanna DeLuca. And I had on here, but I don't remember. Oh well. Anyways, it's very colorful, nice piece of art. Very inexpensive. But if you're interested in any of the pre-sales before Art for Hope, please contact us, and we can ship anywhere. I've shipped all over the world, so it's pretty cool. So, like I was saying, how quickly things can change and our moods can change. And like I said, I titled this show Elevating Your Energy because at the time when I was getting things ready to send to John, I was in really a good mood. And you might hear some people talk about when you're in the flow and things just kind of go and they work and they do really good. And it's a really good feeling. And I've had it off and on for the last several years, more off than on. But it's part of working through the grief process. And you're going to have your ups and downs. But I had kind of like been in this flow for a while, but I've been working on it really, really hard. And that's the thing. We have to work on this stuff because just like that, something can change. So I was like, oh, I've got all this together and or it's going to talk positively on the show and everything's going to be great and you're going to be in the flow. And then boom, yesterday, I'm leaving in my truck, going up the street, thinking I had a plan. I was going to drop off. I had to mail out a purple folder and was going to go to a networking meeting. Go up the street. If I turn right, then I get to go do all that. Well, my truck had other plans. It decided that it wasn't going to work so well. So fortunately, the people that I take my truck to fix it, which it's been there a lot lately, I made a left instead and had to have like $800 worth of work done on my truck. Actually, all the spark plugs had to be changed. 2 of them were broken. One, I mean, they were just really, really bad. One spark plug he showed me this morning was totally cracked all the way through. So when they were first doing the diagnostics, it's like, okay, on the good end, it's going to be, replacing all the spark plugs, replacing all the wires. They were dry rotted. And on the bad side, 2 pistons weren't firing properly. So on the bad side, a new motor. No. So fortunately, it was the spark plugs and the wires. And we picked the truck up this morning. But so the truck was at the shop all day yesterday. And And last night we were having a storm coming in, and one of my cats tripped me, and I hurt my knee, like really hurts. How quick your mood can change, and how quick all of a sudden you're not in the flow, and things are you're back to, oh my god, when are things ever going to go right again? This is just really sucks. So I've had to be working on my brain a lot today, getting back, elevating that energy, because it's your internal energy reflects on the outside. The energies are all connected, and I'm getting there. Actually, probably doing the show is helping too. I mean, you have to do things that are going to elevate your energy, and you can do it like so many different ways. If you like to read, sit and read for an hour, or go for a walk out in nature. You have a hobby or a craft, or you're an artist, do art. Just stop for a few moments or an hour and do something that makes you feel good. It's surprising how quickly your energy will change, and you can elevate it again. So, except I can do that, except for when I stand up to walk right now. It's like, oh no, but working on it. There's exercises you could do, yoga. I mean, anything. It's going to be different for everybody, but it helps. It really, really helps. At least it helps me, anyways. But I've been more aware of it too recently, and that's part of just doing a lot of work on myself, working through this grief that ebbs and flows, and it's been over 9 years, and it's still there. It's always going to be there, but we can do things to elevate and change our energy and change that mood. That's what I've been working on. Still working on it. So, anyways, last week I was going to talk about what has been going on with. Okay, now our mental health initiative action group. We're still getting that together. I sent out an email. Hopefully, we'll have our page up. I was hoping to have it up for this week's show, but we don't have it quite yet. Because, like I had mentioned, this isn't just. It's a district mental health initiatives action group, so it's not just for Rotarians. It is a community action group. So as soon as we get that information, I'm talking with our Rotary Club this past week to get them a little bit of a head start for it. Oh, my lights are going. Oh no. Oh boy. That's what happens that's just what happens. Here we go. So anyway, so the action group is it's just we're in the slow steps right now. But I had mentioned last week, and so when the show airs, okay, so you still have time. There is over in Orlando, and I'm hoping if any mental health people, psychiatrists, therapists, anybody that may be going to this conference, to make sure that they go to the clinicals on the 21st. The pediatric behavioral health training on depression, anxiety, and ADHD, and building bridges of understanding is the second one. Now, I had spoke about this last week, and it really hit home this week, the beginning of this week. We got a call, and from a dad last week, he found his wife. She had taken her life. They have 2 teenage children. And fortunately, the victim's advocate directed him to our foundation. And so we spoke for a little while, and he was looking for help for his teenage kids. And he called a few places, and he couldn't get anybody to see them for 6 to 8 weeks. These are teenagers. This is a very, very critical time for them. And so I referred him to one of the places we refer to. It's in our purple folder, the Growth and Recovery Center, because they have on staff several therapists. And so after our initial conversation, I started digging because of this mental health initiatives thing. And one of the organizations here in our county is Premier Community Healthcare. And so hopefully they're going to be attending this conference, but I hadn't had like initial contact with them. So I called up. I was there on the east side of the county. Our county is huge. So the people that I referred to are on the west side. So I was trying to see if I can locate somebody closer to their side of the county. And so I called Premier and spoke to a woman there at the mental health department. And when I asked her, that's what she said. They didn't have appointments until the end of August. And I'm like, that's not acceptable. So she worked with me, and so we could hopefully do a workaround to get some immediate help for these kids. Hopefully, I called the dad back and spoke with him and gave him, the additional information. So I'm hoping that we got a workaround to get these teenagers some help sooner rather than later. They are, anyone for that matter, but teenage age group that they're in, they are at extreme high risk right now, and they really need the help. So this initiative that Building Bridges of Understanding that Rotary International is supporting, that we're supporting through the action groups, and I know I talked about this last week, but my contact with Rotary International, he sent me these manuals. One of them is a clinical manual, and one of them is it's a clinical. It's a manual for families. This is just so important. And while working on this with our fellow Rotarians, and then this prime example comes up like immediately. We've got to do better with our healthcare system, getting help for people. It's just, I just felt so bad when talking to the dad, and he's aware, and he's gonna reach out for himself also. But yeah, so the part of the program is called Lever, which is these synonyms all the time. Learn, empower, validate, evaluate, and replicate. Bob Anthony, he's with Rotary. He was on the board for the Mental Health Action Committee. Super nice guy. He's the one who helped me get ours going. He said they have implemented this program in Collier County, and it has been a great success. So we just need to get this more widespread. It was the plan, like I said last week, was developed by. I mean, it's got some big organizations behind it: Boston's Children's Hospital, Florida Association of Community Health Centers. That's like Premier Community Health Center, Healthcare Network, University of Florida, of course, Rotary's Action Group, ECHO, which is USF, University of South Florida Healthcare Network collaboration. We've got to do better for everybody. So hopefully can get moving on something like that. Get the information out there to these healthcare providers, these community, particularly the community healthcare providers. We have another one. We have one other one that they only have one location here in Pasco County, but Premier is all over Pasco County, and they got 2 locations in Hernando. So that's really super important. So we did have a safer gun meeting. I looked over the notes. I'm gonna have to bring you some more of that information. I was looking over the notes, and they did have a gal from Alabama, where I told you that they do have this safer gun initiative for safe gun storage, and again, one of the major things is that people are worried about is the liability factor when somebody drops off their gun. Got to work on that. But I think that after last month's meeting, they're going to be making we're going to be making good headway with that. Legislation, all that stuff takes a long time. But some people, we don't have the time. And one thing I do remember that was mentioned too, that is we don't have a name for the bill that we're working towards for this. But it was recommended that the bill be named after a couple of people who have died by suicide by gun. And I did find out too that the Alabama one was started because of a suicide that had taken place outside the National Guard office or location. I don't know. So we are still working on the walk. Next week, this coming week, I have my meeting with the city. So hopefully all goes well and I can announce things, because I can't really announce it until after the meeting. It's in my rules. But oh my gosh, I did not realize how much work was going to go into just getting the okay from the city and everything that has to be done with that. All the paperwork is in. I haven't got an email back that we're missing anything. So Tuesday's my meeting. So hopefully keep our fingers crossed. I can tell you what the name of it's going to be, whether we have it or not, is going to be Pasco Walk for Hope. And I did speak to, when we had our support group in Hernando County last week, to my main facilitator for that group, that about possibly doing a walk in Hernando County next year. not this year, next year. Hernando County has never had a walk. So with us being in Pasco and in Hernando County with our support group and stuff, and our Rotary Club, we kind of strategically, it was a strategic move to partner with the Elks. We meet right on County Line Road, so we're right on County Line between Pasco and Hernando counties. So she agreed to help if we move forward in doing that. So the Pasco one is successful. We work on that, and that's kind of why I named it the way I named it, so that Hernando will be the Hernando Walk for Hope 2026. Fingers crossed. So, but like I said, I just couldn't believe how much work it is to get something like that going. And then I'll have some more news about the Zero Suicide Partners of Hillsborough County. They're starting something up the middle of next month, and I'll have more details about that too. All community partners, everybody working together. That's what we have to do. And I've said that from the inception of the Bobby White Foundation. It takes all of us. And, I do want to thank Pasco Sheriff's Office for the family referral so that, we can work together with people. It's so, so important. So, with all that, I'm going to mention do something positive. Help support our show. Be a sponsor like DeLynn Gaston. That would just be so awesome. Support the foundation, support our Area 52 media group. But with that, I'm going to share my quote for this week. Open the window of your mind. Allow the fresh air, new lights, and new truths to enter. Kind of philosophical a little bit. Remember, please have those numbers ready. 988. You'll never know when you're going to be a ray of hope for that one person. Just that one person. Think about it. Like I always say, please, and even I have to remind myself sometimes, there is always hope. Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.